time yesterday in downtown Meriden. I took a ride on the bus talking to folks about their concerns, but before that I stopped in to see an old friend, Joe Lagana, who runs Liberty Lagana, a family-owned furniture store that's been in downtown Meriden for generations. And he's seen good times and he's seen bad times. He saw the mall get set up the street and a lot of business get sucked out of downtown. And he is now as optimistic as he's ever been about this positive revolution happening in downtown Meriden. And this grant, which represents about 75% of the cost of repairing this very troublesome bridge that has been the cause of a lot of flooding, is part of this positive revolution that is happening in downtown Meriden, that in the end is going to be responsible for transforming this city and growing hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs throughout the region. But I remember visiting Meriden soon after I got elected to represent the city in the House of Representatives, and Brian Daniels and I were just reminiscing about a walk that we did through the various flooding sites. We were both taking office at the same time, him in local office, me at the federal level, and we looked at this long-term plan that was necessary to take on the issue of chronic flooding in Meriden, and at the time it almost looked too big to be achievable, because this is about repairing multiple bridges up and down the river, about a very complicated project to try to reclaim the hub site. And yet, because of the vision and the persistence of a lot of the people who are standing here today, we are on the precipice of being able to reclaim downtown from the floodwaters that have ravaged this city for far too long. The floods of the 1990s alone took $26 million out of the economy, forced a 300-employee company to close. And the question for the federal government is whether you want to pay for floods now or you want to pay for them later. We're choosing to prevent floods with a relatively small infusion of money today so that we don't see tax dollars lost to the federal government when Meriden continues to lose economic development opportunities and real jobs in downtown because of that flooding. So I'm really pleased to be here to be part of this announcement. I want to give credit where credit is due. You know, Connecticut, it's been a long time since Connecticut had a member of the Transportation Committee. And Elizabeth fought hard to get a position on the Transportation Committee, and you're seeing the benefit of her service pay off in this grant. It's a team effort, but I really am so pleased that Elizabeth has recognized that through that committee she can do some really positive transformational things for a district that obviously means so much to me. And there's still work to be done, and I'll introduce the town manager in a minute to talk about the overall scope of this project. But we're not going to rest. We still have 2 more bridges between here and Hanover Pond and the Wallingford border that need to be reconstructed. We clearly are going to be looking for private partners to help us invest in real transit-oriented development around the downtown. But great things are ahead for the city of Meriden, and I think we are all so pleased to have played a small role in this downtown rebirth. So with that, to give you a little bit more details on the funding we're talking about today that will go towards the repair of the Amtrak Bridge is Meriden's great town manager, Larry.